In the year 1324, a king walked into Cairo with so much gold that he broke the economy of Egypt for the next 12 years. He wasn't a myth, he wasn't a legend, he was real. And to this day, some historians call him the richest human being who has ever lived. Richer than any oil baron, richer than any tech billionaire, richer than the sultans of Arabia. His name was Mansa Musa, and almost nobody outside West Africa has heard his story. Mansa Musa ruled the Mali Empire in West Africa in the 14th century. At its height, his empire stretched across parts of what is now Mali, Senegal, Guinea, Niger, and beyond. One of the largest empires the world had ever seen, controlling trade routes that connected the Sahara to the Mediterranean. Mali's wealth came from two things buried in its soil: gold and salt. At the time, Mali produced almost half of the entire world's supply of gold. Musa didn't just rule this empire, he expanded it, strengthened it, and turned its capital, Timbuktu, into one of the greatest centers of learning on Earth. But it's what happened when he left home that made him a legend. In 1324, Mansa Musa set out on the Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca that every devout Muslim is called to make once in their life. He didn't travel light. Historical accounts describe a caravan of tens of thousands of people, soldiers, officials, servants, and camels. Some accounts say up to 100 of them, each one loaded with pure gold. As his caravan moved through cities like Cairo, Musa did something no one expected. He gave the gold away to the poor, to scholars, to anyone who greeted him. He spent so freely that the value of gold in Cairo's markets collapsed. Some records suggest it took over a decade for the local economy to recover from the flood of gold he released into it. By the time he reached Mecca, word of his wealth had already spread across the Islamic world and into Europe. Mapmakers in Spain and Italy began drawing him into their maps of the world. A king in West Africa, sitting on a throne, holding a golden orb, decades before most of Europe even knew an empire like his existed. Musa didn't just spend gold, he built with it. On his way home from Mecca, he brought back scholars, architects, and books. He commissioned mosques and libraries across his empire, including in Timbuktu, which became one of the intellectual capitals of the medieval world, home to a university and libraries holding hundreds of thousands of manuscripts on science, law, astronomy, and philosophy. While parts of Europe were still emerging from centuries of limited scholarship, Timbuktu was a city where scholars traveled from across Africa and the Middle East to study. So why haven't most people heard of him? For centuries, West African history was passed down orally, not in the written record that shaped how the rest of the world told its history. Colonial-era history books largely left empires like Mali out of the story of the medieval world entirely. It's only in recent decades that historians, and now a wider audience, have started giving Mansa Musa's story the attention it always deserved. A king who gave away so much gold he broke an economy without meaning to. A ruler who built one of the greatest centers of learning the world had ever seen. And a story that, for centuries, almost nobody outside his empire ever heard. This is just one chapter of West African history, and there are many more like it. If you want the next one, make sure you're subscribed. This is only the beginning.